So obviously if you find the spine of the scapula and you go and you basically roll just superior to that, you're on the supraspinatus, but you're also over the upper trap. You still have upper trap and middle trap coming this way. So deep to that is supraspinatus. So you really got to push to get it there, and that's pretty uncomfortable for most people. And then you lose it because it's going to go under the acromion, and then sometimes if you put your hand behind your back, you can pull its tendon as it pops out, as it comes right off the acromion and attaches to the greater tubercle. So sometimes you can get the tendon piece. So the muscle belly's here, but again, that's under upper middle trap. And then you lose it under the acromion, and then you can pick up its tendon right there. Sometimes with people that have rotator cuff tendonitis, you'll see people ultrasounding right there. They're just trying to ultrasound the tendon as much as they can expose it underneath the acromion. Okay? Supraspinatus is technically, even though it's one of the rotator cuff muscles, it's technically not a rotator because it's on the top. Even though some people say it helps with external rotation because it has a little bit of a posterior presentation. Its true job is the first 30 degrees of abduction. So, to abduct, this is supraspinatus. The rest is middle deltoid. Okay? So supraspinatus' job is the first 30 degrees of abduction. It is suprascapular nerve, C5, C6. So palpation here, and you can sometimes pick up its tendon there. Origin, suprascapular fossa. Insertion, greater tubercle. Innervation, suprascapular nerve, C5, C6. All the rotator cuff is C5, C6. And then action is abduction the first 30 degrees. So, Cody, what I want you to do is just take your arm out to the side a little bit. Good. Now I want you to hold it there as I push it down. Hold. Okay, let me go a little bit. Don't hold that much. So just basically fight me as we go back. Okay? Supraspinatus. Everybody good? Infraspinatus teres minor, you could do sitting. I like doing prone. So let me have you lay down. Hang your arm off like that. Infraspinatus teres minor is actually the bigger of the two, but don't get too far down because in order, if you find the spine of the scapula, you have infraspinatus, teres minor, teres major, lats. So don't get way down in here because this is lats and teres major. Come right off the axillary border. Between the spine of the scapula and the axillary border are infraspinatus teres minor. How you know that, see, oh, I'm sorry. How you know that, we'll see how good he is. Push this way against my hand. Ready, go. Right there. I'm just resisting external rotation to get them to pop out of it. Not this. This is lats teres major. This. They're up here. See if I bring it down, let me give it a little bit better angle. Okay, now go. Just see a little bit better. Okay? So there's not a distinct border between the infraspinatus and the teres minor. They pretty much run together. The infraspinatus is just the more superior one. The infraspinatus is a little bit lower. Infraspinatus is a little bit bigger. Infraspinatus is a little flatter. Teres minor is a little bit thicker and a little bit bulkier. So, infraspinatus is infraspinous fossa origin to the greater tubercle. Teres minor is axillary border origin to the greater tubercle. They're both infraspinatus is suprascapular nerve, C5, C6. Teres minor is axillary nerve, C5, C6. They are both external rotators. So you can do this a couple different ways. The way I just did it, since I already have him here from the palpation standpoint, I'm going to leave him here. And I'll have him externally rotate from here. And then I'm going to have him hold that as I push down. That's the eccentric piece. Be careful, the rotator cuff are not super strong muscles. To max them out, they're not muscles that you're going to grab and do 20, 30, 40, 50-pound dumbbells. 5 to 8 pounds is about what the rotator cuff can handle. They're not big muscles, they're not meant to be maxed out. I had an offensive lineman played at Auburn that I was rehabbing his shoulder, and I handed him that. They make the 1 pound dumbbell like pink. So, of course, I hand him this one puck. He goes, "Are you serious?" You know, he's like 280, 290, offensive lineman for Auburn, big dude. He goes, "No, seriously." I'm like, "No, really, this is going to be hard." And we did external rotation exercises, and it about killed him. He's like, "I can't do this with my little pink, cheesy little weight." And so I was like, "It's okay." And so he's like, "I'm going to get stronger. I'm going to be able to do this like 50 pounds by the time I'm done." I'm like, 8 pounds is about what you're going to max out at. He goes, "Really?" Sure enough, by the time I discharged him, I think he was doing like a 6 or 7 pound dumbbell. But they're not meant to be huge, bulky type muscles. They're stabilizers. They have to be strong, but they don't take a whole lot of weight. So when you're resisting, don't muscle these because you could hurt somebody. Okay? Infraspinatus teres minor. Everybody okay? Palpation-wise. Just be careful you don't get caught up in posterior delt back here. Subscapularis. You can palpate subscapularis prone. You can do it supine. Do it like a prone. I prefer it supine, but since I have him here, I'll show you prone and then I'll have him flip. So again, you guys did subscapularis in intro. You can only really get it as it's exiting the suprascapular fossa, heading to the lesser tubercle. So you're just going to get it on its edge. But you got to make sure you don't get caught up in the lats coming this way. That's why I think prone is harder, because lats are pretty definitive on this side. And so I kind of got to go up and under that, and I think that's difficult. But you can give it a shot. I like supine better. Flip over. Because now I know lats are kind of out of the way. Up here's pegs. This is all serratus. So I'm going to find that axillary border. This is an uncomfortable one. So this is one I'm probably going to get additional permission. 1, because I'm up in their armpit. 2, if they're ticklish, or it's just uncomfortable. I'm going to push into the side of your armpit. It's not going to be very comfortable. So kind of give them a heads up on that one. Push down. It's right there. Relax. This is one I really like doing a resistance to get it to just pop out. If I just have him internally rotate, you won't see it as much. But if I resist internal rotation, you'll feel it. And I don't have to push as hard. So if you're having trouble finding the muscle and you want to have him do it against resistance, sometimes that makes the muscle pop out a little bit better. If that needs to help you, I'm okay with that.
We can do that?
Mm-hmm. As long as you're doing the right motion. Internal rotation. Okay? So, suprascapular fossa origin, lesser tubercle insertion, medial and lateral subscapular nerve, C5, C6. Right? Internal rotator. Do the one that's the internal or medial. Internal medial rotation, same terminology. It means the same thing. Medial rotation, internal rotation. Lateral rotation, external rotation mean the same thing. Can be used interchangeably. I'm pretty much an internal, external rotation girl, but if you see medial or lateral rotation, they mean the same thing. Okay? Questions on the rotator cuff? Supraspinatus, infraspinatus, teres minor, subscapularis. Go.